Well, one of my old neighbors I used to live across the street from when I was a kid came by and pick up a bandsaw from my dad. And he was the one I'd been talking about before, who had the special ed children, Jason and John. They were special ed. And he said, yeah, my grandma passed away and they diagnosed her with COVID. And I was like, wow, man, that's crazy. I said, was that all that was wrong with her when she died? He said, no, she had been sick for a long time, had all kinds of lung problems and different things like that. Said, I can't think of the name he said it was. It's like lung cancer, but it's not as bad as cancer. I guess she was a smoker. Emphysema, right? So she had emphysema, and then she caught the COVID, right? Or the Kentucky Fried Chicken. And she passed away. So what I wanted to get at is how many people in the media have you seen? Anybody heard about one person that works for the media who died from COVID? It's almost like the media has like some sort of a technological bubble around them that's it's not actually a technological bubble like I can put around people. It's quite the opposite. What it is the system that attacks people and kills them and blames it on certain things. Well, they don't have to worry about that because they work for the system, right? So that's just another graph that you could put together there, NSA, if you aren't complicit in this big operation of technological assault on people using 5G systems and satellites to finish people off that have emphysema so that you can get that count up there like you want it in order to create the hysteria that you need. Well, I think I've pretty much got a group of folks over there at the old church down the road who realizes exactly what a technocracy is now. It's paying real close attention to all of this. Well, I figure those guys there that know how to handle themselves around cows and steers, I figure a church of 5,000 congregations spread out across the United States gets a really good idea of what y'all are up to, and somebody tells them a whole lot of stuff that makes sense. Well, I figure by the time it's all said and done, y'all gonna have a big old problem, is what I figure. Especially seeing how the mummy's gonna put that actual bubble of protection around them that y'all just weren't aware of. And anybody that even has the idea or the thought to mess with them, well, that mummy's gonna sting them like a scorpion. It's kind of like that old story about the scorpion that carried the toad across the river and then stung it when it got to the other side, media. Well, all of you that thought you was going to live forever because you took that big hoax that was put out there for you and you developed your crystal in your brain and your HUD and your heads-up display and the illegal technocratic AI-driven system hacked your cerebral cortex and made y'all see funny pictures at night so that you would believe that you would live forever when this was all done. Well, that's when the supernatural hacks your already hacked mind and just murders all of you. That's the best part. Really looking forward to that part.
They had already moved him forward a grade, and that wasn't helping. They were talking about moving him forward a second grade, and we were like, look, I don't think this is fixing the problem. And so once he tested 147, they consider that highly gifted. It's actually Mensa level. And so we started looking around for schools that had, you know, some type of highly gifted program, and there was nothing in the Galveston County area. So they had Wings Academy in Alvin, and but he wasn't eligible unless he lived there. So we fixed the house up, put the house up for sale. We changed his address to my mother-in-law's place in Alvin, and we started looking. And he was actually in school 3 weeks before we closed on our house.
And where did y'all buy?
Right down here off of 6. You know where the big RV Super Center is on the left there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're right across the street from that. There's a new little subdivision called Martha's Vineyard.
Yes.
Yeah.
We moved in there. We bought like probably the 12th house in there.
Do you like it?
Love it.
Good.
Love it. Don't necessarily like the HOA.
Yeah.
But we bought outside of city limits. So it's a little bit more free out there. I'm a redneck, and my neighborhood's full of rednecks. I mean,
You fit right in.
I fit right in. And we've got, and when I say rednecks, I don't just mean white people, because we have Mexicans, we have blacks, we have everybody, but they're all rednecks. So
Cool.
it's a great little neighborhood, and we all, know each other. And
Kind of like Midas. Midas was a cool.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Somebody in our neighborhood's having a party every weekend, and everybody's invited, and it's been a pretty good environment. There's a lot of kids there for them to play with. There's no traffic because it's a gated community.
Right.
So it's good for
I
kids
can't
to get
remember. Every time I think of y'all, though, y'all had that. I had took down all them tallow trees, and y'all had one, and y'all were trying to get it down. I think I was trying to help you. I can't remember what happened, but I remember y'all pulling on that rope.
So that was before the lady that moved in next door to us built the house right next door to us.
Yeah.
Before she built that house, and when it was still a lot out there, that one tree was like 12 inches away from the foundation. We'd already had foundation work done, and so we were like, well, we'll cut it down. And so like I cut it most of the way through, and it was leaning towards the house, so I was like, smart idea here. I'll just run a rope through the top of it, and we'll pull until it breaks. And we pulled and we pulled. We were all on that rope.
Yeah.
And then the rope snapped, and it went over on the roof. And then when I took out the other one on the other side of the house, the big tall one that was in the backyard, Joe was out there with his video camera. He's like, I'm going to make $10,000.
Oh, yeah, Joy used to. Every time I'd go do something, she'd come running out and say, I'm going to watch this because I'm going to get rich.
Well, right after I got done making those last 2 segments of this video, I walked out to the front, to the driveway, and I was listening to them talk, and I recorded it while they were talking, just to give all of you demons who were trying to turn me into a demonic nigger like all of you are, kind of an idea of how normal we are around here. Well, he was talking, remember I said his sons were special ed, and he got to talking about Jason, which is one of his sons, while we were in the driveway. He went and took an IQ test, and he had an IQ of 140. Yeah. He's probably on a government watch list right now because they're scared he might figure something out because he's autistic. Probably won't be long. They'll be torturing him to death like they do all the other autistic children in America when they find out that they're smart. Of course, that's why I'm making all these videos, to put an end to all that. But as you can see over here on the waterfront, how all that works, it always just kind of exercises that brain muscle and gets me to make one of these videos so that I can give it to holy people so that they can have a big old mountain of dirt to bury all of y'all with who happen to be in the business of hacking autistic children and turning them into your slaves as you torture them and use them for their mentality. After you merge them with silicone and you torture them to do your bidding for you. That's actually a common practice in America, believe it or not. I know this for a fact. Elon Musk can second that motion very quickly, I can assure you. So here in a little bit, I'm going to make another video showing you how I created I'm going to give this patent to you there, Church of Christ. I'm going to let you just come down here and pick it up, and y'all can go patent it yourself. I've already made the 3D model and everything you need. So that'll put a big lump sum of money in your bank account after you get it patented, but it's for a pipeline marker. So I'll do a small demonstration on that. And then hopefully you'll come by here and pick it up, take it off my hands here pretty soon, and go get it patented and all that. I can do your marketing scheme for you when you get ready. Well, I tell you what, I'm just going to put it on the end of this video there, Church of Christ. Just come here, let me show it to you. Any of you that's ever worked a pipeline knows that these get laid over just like that, right? Well, I came up with this design here that's a hammer slide. See, it's a hammer slide, so you can hammer slide it down in the ground, right? And when it gets ran over, all it's going to bend is this rod right here. Sorry about this. Anyway, that rod there, I don't have to, y'all are smart, you're not a bunch of dumb, ignorant liberals. So you know where I'm going with this. This rod comes out, right? So once it gets mowed over, all you got to do is replace that rod. So the pipeliner will have a whole bunch of rods in his truck, right? Well, it was shortly after I showed my highly sophisticated mind and I applied for a patent that the United States government showed up and tortured me again after I filed for that patent. Apparently, they think that Russia was hacking me and giving me all these good ideas, and that was going to make me succeed too well here in America. Well, little did they know that those hieroglyphs and abitos was actually the story. Well, that's why they're all about to die, literally. Uncle Vlad might die too. He didn't know that his military works for me. So that's something to be thinking about there, Uncle Vlad, if you don't pay the piper here. So, or at least tell the world that the United States government hacked the entire world's minds with illegal technology because they're a bunch of Nazi scumbags. That's what I would do if I were you, Uncle Vlad, if you plan on living very long. I'm pretty sure old General Gerasimov and General Shoigu, who I've met in person, by the way, whenever I was working over there undercover as a Green Beret, wouldn't have a problem finding somebody to slip up on you and slit your throat. So, yeah. I'd start talking if I were you. Oh, and all you got to do there, cowboys, is just come by here and I'll give you this entire contraption that I have, and I'll let y'all patent it, and if you're successful, well, you can give me a tip. How about that?